What's good, YouTube? So I haven't shown any workout footage for a while. I find it pretty boring just believing the same sort of shit all the time. But it's been quite a while and I thought it was time for a bit of an update. So this is me and Olivia training. This is my first set on the incline bench. Going for a set of 10 with a nice pause, so 70 kilos on the bar. First two sets went really well. Unfortunately with this set I decided against putting the seat down. I didn't think it would be much of an issue, but this led to me hitting the upright on the last few reps, so I only managed about 7. It really threw me off. But I'll repeat the same weight next week and I should be able to get out without any trouble there. On to Olivia's final set then. So she did 3 sets of 10 with a pause of 40 kilos. First 2 sets went beautifully. This last one, it was a bit of a grinder at the end, but she still managed to get all of her reps in and will be increasing the weight to 42.5 kilos next week. So she's probably not going to get all of the reps with the higher weight, but that's okay. We'll keep going at that weight until she can, and she should be able to gain a fair bit of strength using that approach. Also, the reason we're doing incline bench rather than flat bench, it's a much larger range of motion. It should be better for overall hypertrophy and strength, and it will carry over better to disabled strongwomen, which hopefully she'll be doing next year if the event takes place. So next we did squats. Now I did have a quad injury a few months ago, still nowhere near 100% at all, but I'm getting the strength back again, and what I'm using to do that is 20 rep squats. So only 80 kilos on the bar, so starting off pretty light and just working my way up. So as far as my muscles are concerned, no problem whatsoever. But it really is taxing on your cardiovascular system. I was absolutely fucked after that. I had to lie down for a few minutes once I finished my set. But yeah, 20 rep squats, brilliant way of getting your strength back again. So just go in, do 1 set of 20 reps every time you're in the gym, and each time add 2.5 kilos to the bar. Now, Olivia isn't strong enough to do squats properly yet, but we are working our way up to them, and there'll be a little bit on that later in the video, so you can see what method we're using to get her strength there. I reckon in another month she should be able to do squats with the empty bar easily enough, but it does have certain challenges to it. So on to rack pulls then. So I've got 30 kilos on the bar. This is that's on the first pin, which is about 4 inches higher than a proper deadlift. This is the most she's ever done for reps from this height, and I think that about the first rep wasn't too great, but apart from that, her other reps, the form was looking pretty nice actually. So let's see how she gets on with this. I want to sort of focus on getting her a bit quicker on the setup there. I think she's probably using quite a bit of energy just getting herself set up. She can be a bit more efficient with that. We should be able to see her start shifting a little bit more weight. So that first rep was a little bit iffy, and yeah, we've still got a bit of back rounding. It's not a huge amount of weight for her back to be holding though, so I don't think it's too much of an issue at this stage. The back rounding isn't ridiculously excessive either, but it's something we are going to be working on. So I'm just checking the mirror there just to check her back angle while she's doing it, making sure it doesn't get too bad. That last rep was a bit too much, so told her to call it a day with that set. Don't want to get her too worn out, because after that we're moving on to proper deadlifts. As you can see, yeah, she does have quite a lot of trouble walking, but the stronger she gets, the better coordinated, the more balance she has, the more flexibility, which we are working on building, the easier her walking is going to be for her. And yeah, this is such a gigantic improvement from where she started about 8 months ago. Now we've got the flexibility there, and the range of motion, the balance, and the form to somewhat acceptable level. I reckon it really shouldn't be too much trouble now to actually start getting the weight higher and higher. By the end of the year, she should be able to lift at least 60 from the floor, possibly even a lot more than that. Camera fell over there. I either need to start taking the stand with me, or I need to start just making some sort of contraption to hold the camera in place. But not a huge deal. You can see what she's doing there. So first rep, tiny bit shaky, but yeah, she got it up there. Second rep, if I remember correctly, went a bit smoother. Oh no, it looks even harder. But she got it up. And good job there. Can't remember how many reps she did. I'm recording this. I'm narrating from last week. So 3 reps. I think she got 4 reps, if I remember correctly. So final rep. She really had to dig in deep to get this one up. So failed there, but she does try again. Lots and lots of persistence this woman has. And there we go. So 4 reps of 30 kilos. That is a 2.5 kilo PR. So making good progress. And she fell over at the end. But yeah, that's completely to be expected. How many do you reckon I'll get? Moving on to pull-ups now. So this bar I'm using here is really thick. You can't get your thumbs around it. You have to use your hands to fit. I don't remember how many reps I got. So I was doing quite fatigued at the time. I do pull-ups quite regularly, and yeah, I wasn't that happy with them. I managed to get a fair few reps. And on to Olivia's set. So she's still very, very new to pull-ups. She's only been doing them for a little over a month. Don't get to do them as regularly as I'd like to, but she is making progress. She's nearly strong enough to do them completely by herself now. So this first one here, I was probably only putting about 2 or 3 pounds on her back, which was just more to make her feel confident than anything else. So those first 2 reps, she basically did completely by herself. And these next reps, I do end up helping her a little bit more with. But it's good to get the volume in at this sort of early stage while she is very, very unpracticed at them. But yeah, definitely making good progress with the pull-ups. And finally, we are moving on to an exercise which I've created for her to sort of help her needs, and that's squatting whilst using rings. So this is taking a bit of trial and error, trying to find what the best foot placement for it. The idea is here, if she can end up doing 20 reps in a set nice and smoothly, sort of combining a pull-up and a squat. If she can do that, then she should be able to do either squats or pull-ups completely by herself, and probably both. So we're just going to add a bit of weight each week around her neck for this. So probably use a weight belt with a kettlebell attached or something like that. And we're just going to build a nice amount of strength like this. Work on her balance as much as possible so that she's not using the rings for balance. Possibly maybe go back down to a lower weight, but have her only holding on to the rings with one finger, so she can. So we know that she's actually using her legs for this exercise, and she's not putting too much strength into keeping her balance. And I think this will be a great way of building up her strength and her coordination to a level where she can actually squat the empty bar. And then, of course, once we've got her squatting the empty bar, we'll just progress like we would for absolutely anyone else, and maybe get her to a 40 kilo squat by the end of the year if all goes to plan. But we'll see. I've got no idea, where her potential is in this regard. We'll just keep getting her stronger and stronger and see what we can do. So that's about all I've got to say at the moment. So thanks for watching. I'll leave you with the rest of this clip. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.